my name is Francesca Alcanter, world-ranked professional boxer in the featherweight division. I've had over 30 fights, and training puts a lot of stress and strain on my neck and my back. I was at a point where I almost wasn't going to be able to continue to fight, and that's devastating.
So long time no see.
There's so many people. Mr. Turner.
We go way back. The dot.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah. I think the last time I saw you was at Shelly and Shay out there on the hill.
Yes.
So I've been keeping up with you, and man, it's just, first of all, it's an honor. Thank you so much. I mean, you're the real deal. You are a bona fide badass. I know you're a world-class boxer. You're a trainer. You're a bodybuilder. So yeah, you are a bona fide badass.
Well,
when we were younger, we were all kids growing up in the dot and whatnot. You know, we knew each other through acquaintances and stuff like that. But what was your dream back then? What was you planning back then?
my plan back then was I was going to be on the cover of fitness magazines. I was going to be.
And this is like when you were a teenager.
This was when I was like 9.
Really?
Yeah.
That far back?
Yeah. I used to watch the fitness contests on TV, that's what I want to be. So I was raised so poor, and I wanted to be somebody, and I want to be, look at me now, but I always knew I had this physique, and I had this determination to want to work out and make money. I want to work out, and I just always had this passion, and so, I wanted to be on the cover of a magazine. I thought I was going to be a professional.
Really?
Yes.
So what changed?
Well, I got an injury as I was training, and I actually couldn't volley a ball anymore. But what actually changed was I got mixed up with a bad boy in Turner in school, and I actually didn't even graduate high school.
Keep in mind the name of this little project. It's called Life the Hard Way.
Yeah. Well, so Steve Keltner passed away.
Yeah.
And so that was like my first major traumatic experience, but. So I was involved with this. I was going to go to college, get a volleyball scholarship and all that. And then that changed. I got married. I had a child, and I did a topsy-turvy and did something totally opposite and different.
Yeah, what you plan exactly? That's what I'm saying. What's your plan versus what actually happened?
Yeah, but then it all kind of transpired into what it was supposed to be done. And so I was this badass in school. I used to beat up the bullies in school, but then I wanted to also be pretty and be So I did, after I got out of 19, my daughter, I was going. And
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
that's what got me the attention, where, like
Yeah.
the boxing. And
I remember I had a buddy.
I was-
I had a buddy of mine. He had the hots for you, and I told him, I was like, man, if you mess with her, I said she will whoop your ass. I'm like, don't even
the funny
try
thing
it.
is, back then I didn't know that. I didn't know how to do something that way. So the whole thing is I had very low self-confidence growing up with a very strong.
So who was your influence? I mean, seriously, what tells a 9-year-old girl she wants to be a boxer?
Well, not normal people, because everybody said, no, you don't want to get hurt, you don't want to get trying to tell me no, because it's like, so there's other stories that led me to that,
But your face has been hit. I mean, how many fights did you had? You've had 30? Wow.
But to be honest, like, my influencer, like, to be honest, it's like, really, God, like, at point in time, there's something still in me that I am special.
Have you been there?
Gotten my first fight of my career at Sleepaway Champions, so I didn't feel like I deserved that, because there was women that had world champions that didn't have that opportunity. So I wanted to prove this, not just. So I've got in there. I argued the dog at the world champions, got my ass beat. I cried many times, and it's like, life is a fight, and if you're not there, you put yourself back up, and I heard the word, and this woman in hospital.
So what was
so good.
What was the downside?
Well, the
What
downside.
was the downside? I mean, put it this way: because you and I talked a little bit, and I guess what I'm getting at is, we talked about stuff like alcohol and things like that a little bit.
So the downside was.
And I guess what I'm getting at, the big question is, what's the hardest lesson you ever learned? Out of everything you went through, out of all that boxing and fighting and trying to prove yourself, what was it? What was
Right
what
now,
was
it
the
just dawned on me in another level right now. This is why I've been opening up more about having lives, right? It is let people know about falling down, But there's just recently, my daughter having traumatic problems with her life, remembering things that as a mom, like I want to protect her, And I feel like, I can back up in like everything I did is like, she's a strong woman, and I feel that definitely, because I'm still hard stuff I didn't get to, she learns, those things, but she her life is different, and she puts more attention towards her children. I feel bad that I put so much more on me and not giving her the attention that she needed today. It's traumatically impacted a lot, and those things like, having right now, the most important thing is for my daughter. It heals from my house, the only way she's gonna actually do it, and it's for me to actually overcome shit that I've gone through. She's trying to break generational curses, and I've got a generational curse.
So were you one of those kids like the rest of us? Like, I used to go to the park, and we used to put away a lot of those farms. And Everclear, I remember those days. So, but when did the demons hit you? Was that after your injury?
You know, and a lot of that's just I did those things. But I said that I didn't do that kind of stuff. I didn't do that kind of stuff. So I was trying to be better, you know. But I did partake. But I didn't partake as much. But I did dabble in it, yes. So regardless of what I was thinking, I was saying that I partaked and I but then I still had this like balance. I know I'm gonna do something. When that changed, I think when I felt like I had a good trimmers and everything, and I started losing things. I lost during COVID time. Man, I was in jail.
What'd you end up in jail for?
Because I just went to DUI and not following through with everything that you're supposed to do around the time.
But you're so buff, and I've never heard of somebody with a drinking problem that's so fit. I mean, you're so fit, the youth that I never knew this. I had no idea you battled.
Well, so there's been many years that didn't, I had to go through religious sobriety because of certain issues that happened. But because I'm so healthy, because I drink my water, because I'm so into that, that is one thing that I can tell a person, man, thank God that I do those things because I'm overcompensating. I do something bad, I do something,
But so basically you're destroying your body, but at the same time trying to repair it.
And knowing that this is not what I want, it's like, I don't want this. I don't, it's a disease and I can't stop. That's when I've been in the program since 1989. I don't have absence. I know that I read that big book and it tells me all this stuff, and I'm like, nope, that's not me. That's not me. And I'm the hard way because I'm like, now finally, I'm reading this big book, and every single thing in that book is me.
Yeah.
Because I'm the hard. Somebody will tell me what to do or say or go, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna prove you wrong.
So how many years? How long have you been sober?
I've been sober for only less than. Because I was I relapsed. But that's when I was like, oh, Brian, did you see that? Or I was like asking her. I was in the hospital, and I'm like, I detoxed because I had, at that point, about 10 weeks, okay? Before that, I had 2 months. Before that, I had 3 years, Before that, so each time it gets smaller, smaller, smaller. And I was good for 10 weeks, and I had a friend come in town, and seen for a long time, and she started dinner, and then for dinner was going to be an hour and a half, so we ended up going to a bar next door, and then there started, and then it was like, okay, I have to.
Yeah, it's like when you see drinking commercials, they're always fun, aren't they? It doesn't ever show anybody in jail or anything like that.
Yeah. And so this last time, I was supposed to get my grandson's wrestling tournament, and I wasn't drinking. Okay, my daughter knew that I told her that I went out with friends. We're having some issues right now because of this, and I want to make friends. I want to be sober, and I want to be there for my grandkids. But I have to consider myself as well. So right now, like, my daughter's the first time she's not it's just not letting me do anything. And this is very hard because Francesca out Canada, everybody knows and sees, this and that. It's like, I'm going through shit right now. This right here, my daughter, she's the most important to me, and I took her off. I think so long, and I didn't realize that. I was like, feel like I was going to do this for her, And French family is actually what I asked. It's a big fascist. So, and I accomplished that. And I accomplished good things, but I want to have a really successful relationship with my daughter. I want to be able to drive again with a low insurance, without the fear of me, I don't want to, I just don't want to have fears of the drinking, you know, and like these last 3 years, I was living in sober overdose. This is like the first time I'm out on my own, living life again, you know, and I don't want to fail, man. So I'm used to fighting, you know, get ready for a fight and everybody here to cheer me up. And like now it's like, what fighting is my life. So I'm like, okay, guys, here I am, man. I'm fighting for my life right now, and I got goals. So I want to not drink again, you know. But that's hard. It's hard, you know. You got.
So you're still fighting. So you're kind of fighting yourself now. Put it this way. You know, I started this project because I've done everything in life that's hard. Been there, done that. There's everything you're telling me. You know, we all look at each other and we can all relate, you know, to a degree. We've all got our own demons. But I thought it was really brave of you to get on Facebook like that and just kind of open up to everybody. And
almost deleted it, just and I'm like, nope, no, I'm talking. I wouldn't be real on it more than just this fake person. You know,
well, and that's just it, because I never knew. I don't think anybody knew. All of us, everybody that I've ever known that's ever known you're just like a local hero, man. I mean, you're kind of like a legend.
And so that holds me back from being able to make money at the job I do because everybody thinks I'm just going to train in boxing and do their butts.
Are you still are you still training?
That's my job, and today it's more about rehabilitating people who have injuries, and you know, it's not just boxing, but of course I got that as an extra pitch, but it's
so are you still boxing? If somebody came up to you right now and said, I want to box, would you teach me?
Oh, absolutely, I do that. Oh yeah. I mean, I train boxers, yes. And I do have a couple of girls, and I just, the other day I was, you know, on Wednesdays we get on the headgear and so much, but she doesn't want to be videotaped. So it just kind of sucks, you know, like there's some things I want to be able to show, but there's a lot of people that I respect their privacy. So I don't like post a lot of stuff. Yeah, and like the thing, the camera equipment, and I'm working and I'm training. I don't want to. For me, you know, to do stuff, but yeah, I work with people and I train. I get in there and I spar with them still.
So, what's next? I mean, you know what's
okay, so
you know, we went through all this, you had the injury, the alcoholism, everything else, and it all got to this, right?
Yeah.
Boom, everything's blown up.
So in 2014,
now what?
2014, after my last retirement fight, I was like trying to start an organization, going to schools, bullying children, battered women's shelters, that was my platform, just being like a speaker kind of thing. And I was starting to come up with my promotional marketer, and then like starting TED Talks, and I was kind of like, instead of being in the ring where people are like watching the fight, like being on stage telling the story, you know, and my story kind of like every time, but I think I'm ready to share it or something like that. So I mean, I would like to be able to, you know, be a public speaker, or be able to go and share.
Well, I know you would like you enjoyed some products that you had. I don't remember them, but you had some fitness things that you
You know, alcohol sometimes comes into your life and kind of crashes your ideas because you don't think you're worth it, you know, or you're good enough, or you're not able to handle it. You know, life comes, you know, opportunities come, are you going to take it, you know, and so just look for the right opportunities to come and be in the right time, you know, so like when somebody asks me to speak, well, shoot, what's the audience? What am I to speak about? And am I going to be ashamed to be able to talk to them about where I'm at right now? Because I'm not going to be able to say I'm successful. You know what? Did this, I've done that. Here I am now. I'm not numbers. You know what I mean? There's people that listen to the top. So that's where I was at, where I was like, I had 7 years sobriety, and I was like, you know, going I've happened and I've seen.
So what advice would you give somebody? I mean, you were brave enough to go out and basically tell everybody, right? You did on Facebook, and you don't even have to tell everybody.
No.
All you do is tell one person, you'll tell somebody. But now that the cat's out of the bag,
Because I've been doing things for 3 or 4. I've been hiding for 3 years
yeah.
in a limbo.
So what would you tell somebody? Everything that you've been hiding, everything that you've been dealing with, somebody else is going through the same stuff you are. What do you tell them?
Don't be ashamed if you get help. You're not alone. And if you just ask somebody, or if you seek whatever it is, whatever it was. I took some deep things to do that I thought I'd never do when we're living in a house of 12, 10 other women, with being, just humble. Sometimes you gotta humble yourself and you gotta just let that pride go.
Yeah.
Gotta let the pride go. Pride
Well,
is the biggest thing.
They say that's what got the devil, right?
Pride is the biggest thing. I can just let that pride go, man. And that's what I did, man. I was sick. You know what? Everybody shits things. Hopefully, everybody farts, everybody poops. We're all the same. In just in different ways. Got different circumstances, but they're all pretty much everybody's living life. It's like, man, it's a lot of stuff for them.
Everybody gets a second chance, a third and fourth and fifth time, right?
Yeah, and thank God I have gotten those chances. And
So
how many more chances are there?
So what about support though? I mean, do you have a good support system?
Absolutely. I have a great support system if I allow it.
Wow.
It's what I put into.
So are you allowing it?
I am allowing it. It's what I put into. And so it's like, it's not a work. And staying somewhere, especially if you've been through the program. Most steps, reading, call on your sponsor, and there's a big sunflower event this weekend at the conference at KCK at Memorial Hall. That's the last place I thought I'm going to.
Kind of nostalgic.
Yeah.
But you know what? Something I always heard said was you had to eat an elephant one bite at a time.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Man, I love you to death. I've always just thought she was just the coolest to me. I mean, anybody who lives in Kansas City that's not on the rock knows who you are. Anybody in the boxing community definitely knows who you are. But you're still a badass. I'm glad to see that you're still fighting and you're keeping your boots up.
Well, it's pride, I don't. If you're looked up and thought of that way, you don't want to let people down. And then I'm like, you know what? Jessica, and I grew up with everybody. And
I love you. You're still my hero.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'll do it over, but I'm like, it was good.
Yeah. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
I love you so much.
I love you too.